We have a liftoff.
Now, in the video you just saw, that was a very brave man there. And I want to point out a couple of things that happened that really make this stand out to me. You know, the first one is people have to remember the poverty that people are living with here. And he actually addresses that in the video. He talks about there's sometimes with my salary, I don't have enough to eat, but that doesn't matter. I'm still going to do this because it's the right thing. So it would be a big deal in the United States or anywhere else, right? If someone takes $50,000 and just burns it from a bribe. But imagine if that person's in poverty. You know, you almost feel like they should have kept it just so they could eat. But then again, they'd be selling out, so they're doing the right thing. But you just feel sorry for them because you know their economic situation, and he addresses that specifically. So, with all that being said, on top of that, you know, he's brave because we have to remember he's putting his life at risk by addressing this, and especially doing so in public. And he calls out the people's names in specific who gave him the money. So that's another big deal. You know, these people are not going to be happy about being called out on public, of course, and they're going to want some type of get back on him probably. And it'll be a shame if he ends up losing his life or can't live, you know, where he's from because of this, because it's a very brave thing, and if anything, it should be applauded. Especially where he's at, in the state he's at, there's so much corruption that it's just rampant, and it's almost become an accepted way of life. People know they're not making enough off their government salaries or whatever, so they supplement it from other ways, and it's just accepted because everyone knows they're in poverty, so you can't really blame them. But when someone goes out of their way to do the right thing like this, it really speaks, you know, it speaks a lot on their character and who they are. That's probably more money than he'll see in 10 years. Who knows? I'm serious. That's a lot of money here. And, you know, the people who paid that money, they're going to be on top of angry at him, you know, for what got exposed and everything. Right now, they're going to be hiding probably a lot of their finances and other things like that, because this is going to actually probably press the government, the federal government, to come down and investigate. The federal government already knew, but they just don't care for the most part, right? But in a case like this, where it's public and on the web and stuff, it actually pressures and forces their hand to do something, which has happened with several of my videos. You know, that's something I can say that I've made a difference in the world. Several of my videos, I know for a fact, you know, some have got over 1 million views on my other channel and did pressure the government to do things. So there are ways of getting things done online like this. It's just a question of whether or not it goes viral and enough people see it. Because if you put a video up and 100 people see it, the government doesn't care. Like, well, no one even watched it. But when they see it gets hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, millions of views, that changes their mind very quickly. You know, they notice. You know, they're always watching, especially when it involves them or their name. All right, it's just that simple. You know, all these politicians and people have their aides or their people working for them, and are constantly looking, what kind of information comes up on them. That's just how it is. World we live in. So I'd like to commend this brave man and wish him the best, because he did do the right thing, and I'm sure he might be second guessing himself now, but maybe not. Either way, he did a great job, and I wish him the best, and I wish more people had the backbone to do something like that. I question myself if I even have the backbone to do something like that. If I was living in extreme poverty and someone gave me that money, and it doesn't have to do with killing anyone or anything like that, but still, it's wrong. So, my commends to him.